Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Man, you guys already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Sports Guy TV, where we talk sports like religion. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Click that notification bell so you can get notified when I upload. Share the content, jump in the comments. Let's get it cracking. Week 10 recap from last week, man. I went 3-2. Not a bad day, not a terrible day. Obviously a winning day. But I went 3-2, and I'm gonna run down my picks that I made for week number 10 and look forward to week number 11 on the schedule. Okay. So look, man. First up, I had it was the Panthers and the Bears. You guys know I do the Thursday night games, and I took the spread, the 3-point spread for the Bears, which they covered in a ugly game, 16-13. They took down the Carolina Panthers at home. The Chicago was at home. For the Commanders versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I told you guys that I liked the Commanders in that, and the spread, they were giving the Commanders a 6.5-point spread. That total the score of that game was 26-29, and I recall saying that game was going to come down to a last-minute drive. Whether it would have been the Commanders coming down, which they actually did. They came down late in the game, tied the game up at 26, but left just too much time on the clock for Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. And they were able to move the ball and get into field goal range to kick the game winner to win the game by 3. But if you took the points like I suggested, you would have covered the spread, because the Commanders surely covered the spread. The Browns versus the Ravens. I had the Ravens on the money line. The Ravens were in complete control of that game. And then a switch flipped over there in Cleveland. You guys, well, if you guys have been following me, then you know that I have a history in Cleveland. One of my best friends played for the Cleveland Browns by the name of Josh Cribbs. So I had some type of rapport and relationship with some of the guys in Cleveland, and had, some love for the city of Cleveland, blue-collar place. So that's like a second team for me, right? The Browns stormed back. In the process, though, breaking news today, their quarterback, their $230 million guaranteed quarterback, Deshaun Watson, which was actually starting to look like himself. He had a heck of a game. He made some big plays against the Ravens, but he is now done for the season. What does that do to Cleveland? With that elite defense, all they needed Deshaun Watson to do was to just be somewhat 85% of who he was when he was in Houston, and Cleveland could have legitimately been a Super Bowl contender with that ferocious defense. Don't know how the season was going to pan out with them, but at the same time, they stormed back and stole that game in Baltimore, and they earned the victory, 33-31. That game went well over the total as well. The 49ers versus Jaguars. I took the 49ers minus the 3. San Francisco went into Jacksonville and just whipped up on the Jags. Stomped them guys pretty good in Florida. Coming off 3-game slide, man, they were ready to play. They were ready to rock. They were ready to roll. And San Francisco exuded the dominance that they had shown in the first 5 weeks, because they were 5-0 before they went on that 3-game skid. But they took care of business. Chase Young looked phenomenal. It looks like him and Bosa's going to have a ton of fun. Now you cannot really double Bosa on the edge. You got to consider also Chase Young. And then the middle of that defense is extraordinary as well. You know what I'm saying? The Texans and the Bengals. Now, I did take the Bengals on the spread, 7-game spread, but listen, man, I talk highly of CJ Stroud before the game happened, and hey, man, you have to give the young man praise now because CJ Stroud looks like a savvy, cool, calm, collective rookie. Looked like a veteran out there on the field. The way he orchestrated that game-winning drive. I mean, the Houston Texans are legitimate, I must say. They are playing awesome, awesome football, and they have a soft schedule moving forward that they can get a few wins. If they played the way that they played on Sunday, watch out for the Houston Texans. Now, moving to week number 11. Here's my picks. First, I got to start off with the Thursday game. You already know. Got a divisional game. The Bengals versus the Ravens. Ravens are back at home. Just took a home defeat. 3-2 at the crib, 7-3 overall versus the 5-4 Cincinnati Bengals, who have a 2-2 record on the road. Baltimore is favored by 3.5, and I expect Baltimore to bounce back. I don't expect a letdown like they had last week versus the Cleveland Browns. Though it's a divisional game, and though Gerald Burrow and company has Jamar Chase and company has shown, a little bit of what they have been the last few years, I expect Baltimore because I believe Baltimore is one of the top teams in the NFL, hands down. So give me the Ravens plus the 3.5. Cincinnati, next up, Pittsburgh Steelers, another divisional game. The AFC North is lit, by the way. All those teams could potentially make the playoffs. That's how crazy that division has been. Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. In Cleveland, without Deshaun Watson, the line has moved down to a -1 for Cleveland. Both defenses, come on, the Steelers are known for defense. The Browns have had a great defense for a number of years. P.J. Walker is the quarterback. All P.J. Walker has to do is just move the ball. He's mobile. He has time in that system, time playing with the Browns, obviously. At home, early game, Cleveland is 4-1 at the crib, 6-3 overall. Steelers are 6-3 and 2-1 on the road. Stadium is going to be rocking. I'm rolling with the home team. I'm rolling with my second team, like I told you guys just not too long ago. Give me the Cleveland Browns -1. Then I'm going down to my Commanders. You know I got to get my Commanders out the way, right? We play the Giants, man. The Giants are 2-8 and 1-5 on the road. They are absolutely horrible. But they are 1-up on my Commanders. They beat us. So that's why this is a revenge spot for my Washington Commanders, who are 4-5 and 1-3 at the house. How can you be 1-3 at the house? The support system was there at the beginning of the season. Everybody was excited. The stadium and the city was electrified just to have Daniel Snyder no longer running the team. And now it's starting to look like how it used to be. But I expect the Commanders to take this game, land 8.5 points. Considering how the Giants just got blew out by Dallas, it'd be easy for you to jump on that 8.5. I expect the Commanders to win the game. But if I had to bet on this game, I would take the plus 8.5 for the Giants, considering how the Giants play the Commanders. They play them really tough, and they beat them. Then you got the Buccaneers versus the San Francisco 49ers. 6-3 49ers, 3-1 at the crib. They at the house. Tampa Bay is 4-5, 2-2 on the road. San Francisco is 11.5-point favorites for legitimate reasons. But here's another game where as though I feel like though San Francisco seemed like they turned it back up. Tampa Bay has a tough defense. They do have weapons. I expect it to be a good game. for sure. But I do expect San Francisco to win. So if I did have to place a bet, I would not lay that many points. Though San Francisco has proven that they can take a team out by that many points. But I would be safe, play it safe on the money line. And then last but not least, the game of the week, the rematch of last year's Super Bowl between the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Philly, 8-1, 4-1 on the road. Kansas City, 7-2 and 4-1 at the house. Man, Kansas City is favored 2.5, coming off of a loss. I mean, both of them are coming off a bye week, but the last game out, the Chiefs suffered. No, they actually got a win. I'm sorry, beating the Dolphins. And I actually like Kansas City in this game. Being favored 2.5 at the house, I can see them winning the game by 3, 6 maybe. And that's pretty much what I have to say about that game. I think Philly, for right now, is the best team in the NFC. And I think Kansas City can arguably be the best team also in the AFC. I expect a good game. It's a revenge spot for the Eagles, but give me the Chiefs minus the 2.5 at home. It's your boy, Sports Guy TV, where we talk sports like religion, and I'm out. Until the next time.